Oh, it's good to be back. Greater Phoenix metaphor been personified in human history. Therefore, if I'm saying anything, is welcome back to the Stark Expo. Oh, it's good to be back.
Bro, did you hear about the news about this Skrull invasion?
No.
That shit taking place before the blip.
Serious.
Mind you.
I mean, it makes sense because I guess but that take away the agency, right?
Nick Fury got blipped.
Yeah.
Nick Fury had the damn Captain Marvel shit when my theater got lit. When that shit So
that's not a good idea.
What are we doing, bro? That's what I'm saying. Skrull invasion.
You might be on
that just came out. That just came out. I
Yeah.
think it was out of Feige's mouth.
Wow.
Skrull invasion.
All of it, or just flashbacks?
From I'm trying to pull up the article, but Kevin Feige was like,
"Oh yeah, you gotta pull that up." Yeah, I gotta pull it up because
was going to take place
because that take away the agency, right? Yeah, that take away like any type of suspense because like, oh well. And now you telling me you saying that parts of Endgame, that's weird. Yeah, I gotta see that. I mean, it would make sense that because they at some point they got to fill in the blank of that 5-year gap. They got to tell you what happened in that 5 years, and it would allow you to operate in a space without having to show a bunch of superheroes, And that'll be a good way for the Skrulls to come back to sneak back in because when you pop up after 5 years, I don't care how you look, I don't care what. Yeah, oh man, he don't really know, he don't really remember this, and he kind of acting different. That can be explained away with the blip, but it's also a good disguise for a Skrull, right? Like you coming back, like I'm so and so, but really you a Skrull, but people think you came back from the blip. So I can see that.
The thing that gets me is. Which 100%, right? Because you have that, and it's like Star Wars, right? You have a whole time period to fill, right? Where you could like do stories, right? Like Star Wars made a bunch of shit between two times, right? Between Order 66 and New Hope, right? Between Revenge of the Sith and New Hope, and then they have that. Well, we've only done 2, but they occupied some time between Return of the Jedi and Episode 7, right? MCU has this, right? They have this whole 5-year jump where they can kind of like do stuff to fill in that blank, right?
That would be a good time to invade Earth.
It's the perfect time. So like I get why Skrull invasion, why be my consternation, if that's the correct word for this. So what we gonna do? Are we gonna like retcon Nick Fury shit? Right? That he was never Nick Fury the entire time. That was already a Skrull. So I'm not with that, man.
But they'll do some shit like that.
100%. And it's like
they'll do some goofy shit.
That may be the hater in me where I need to be like, oh wow. Hey, yo, the entire time when he was talking to when he was in Tony Stark house and when he did this and all that shit, he was really a Skrull. You get what I'm saying? Like, because they got him in the show. Samuel Jackson in the show. This story is taking place in between
with no eye patch,
and he grizzled. Yeah. Like when my shit gray, it's still gonna be like this, but grayed out, boy. He in the show, but so we're gonna say, hey, when that page dropped, it was really Talos, right? When such and such happened, it was really Talos. The entire time it was Talos. Yeah.
Because when did Nick Fury, my bad, I mean to cut you off, but when did Nick Fury get in that spaceship?
That's what I'm saying.
When did he get in the spaceship? Because we find out he's in the spaceship at the end of
so let's just get to it, man.
Far From Home, right? So
and then it was like, oh, that was for everything that happened between Iron Man 2 and Captain America, that was 1 week. Iron Man 2, Hulk, Thor and Captain America waking up was 1 week for Nick Fury. It wasn't 1 week when it happened, but it was 1 week when they retold the story.
Yeah, when they retold it, it was like,
they retold the story.
He did that in 1 week.
That was Fury's big week. I don't think it was Fury's big week in 2010 when all that shit was happening.
They better not come back and tell me that motherfucker was a scroll when he did that, bro. Yo, none of that. You can't. Don't take. I hope they don't take away any of his moments, man. Please don't do that. You know what I mean? I know he ain't gonna be a scroll. I'm just saying, like, shit like that. Like, I hope they don't just be like, oh yeah, when he was when he popped up at the end of like
shit, bro. Him and Maria Hill, because like it would only the best time that they would make sense that actually happened, right? Would be when remember when he showed up in Ultron and he was in the thing. He was in the little shed, right? That okay? He went from he gave his stuff up at the end of Winter Soldier. He show up and he talking to Tony, and Tony was salty, and then like was that Scroll Nick? And then you get me to the point where it's like, okay, so if Nick was up in space at that time, what the hell was Sword doing when Thanos showed up? Get what I'm saying? Like, come on, don't do that.
Yeah, don't do that.
Don't do that.
Yeah,
don't do that.
Yeah, man. I hope they don't do that shit. Don't start. You're already doing little retcons here and there, and little tinkering with the past and shit, and flashbacks and stuff like that. Don't start telling me that at certain moments, it wasn't actually Nick. Don't do that. If you want to just have a scene that's separate from what we already saw in the timeline, where it's like some Skrulls killing each other, battling, having their own little Cold War, and because at some point we gotta get the bad Skrulls in here, right?
Yeah.
Because up to this point, the Skrulls are kind of like sympathetic characters, like they like refugees, We got to get these extremist Skrulls in here, so we can eventually get Super Skrull or whatever, whatever the secret, whoever behind the secret invasion, which I think is like Queen. It's like one, I forgot her name. It's like
did you ever see that? I bring that shit up all the time about the cartoon they had. Season 2 of Marvel Avengers. It was a queen.
I think she was Spider-Woman, wasn't she?
I just remember that cartoon, and it was a Queen Skrull. Like she was a Skrull, whatever her name, Skrull Queen.
Yeah,
but they had infiltrated. They had infiltrated the Avengers. Cap was a Skrull. I'm saying he had to break free and all that. It was pretty dope, but it was just the Queen, wild, right? Bro.
Yeah,
because it's going to have Nick Fury, Maria Hill, Everett Ross, Rhodey.
Everett Ross.
Yeah, my man that was in remember he was in Black Panther, the CIA agent. Yeah, he was in Civil War. This was from Screen Rant. So he said Feige will come. The series will take place within the MCU timeline. Very little information has been previously revealed about the project or how much will adhere to original source material. According to the Marvel president, the upcoming show will feature during the blip, when half the universe was decimated by Thanos, and will explore the events that happened in that period.
Yeah, it makes sense.
So look, just when I see that part when it says during the blip, that makes me think that it will. Oh, my bad. The upcoming upper show will feature during the blip, but that kind of makes me. The way I see that is that maybe not the entire show will be during the blip.
Yeah, feature. Yeah, it'll feature moments, and that makes sense. Flashbacks, so because I think that's when the Skrulls are gonna get in there because
it's gonna be the easiest way.
Yeah, because I mean, we don't know how many people they lost, you know what I mean, but the world is obviously vulnerable to some type of attack, and this would be a good time to invade when half the population is.
And then right here it's saying with Fury being a central character in the Secret Invasion series, there will need to be a valid explanation as to why he and Hill are still alive following the events of Avengers Infinity War. So what if it's a situation that yeah, there goes people doing that. Basically, all this stuff is right here saying kind of what we're talking about. But ultimately, so even if I could see them trying to do something silly like, I'm gonna stop sharing. I could see you still reading?
Yeah, I just love it. Yeah.
So when it was saying like setting the secret invasion during the blip prior to many of MCU's Phase 4 films raises a lot of questions, even though Avengers Endgame took place during that period. Fury did not appear until his cameo at Tony Stark's funeral. They're gonna tell me that was a scroll. I think we already know that was a scroll because of what happened.
No, that was a scroll, bro. Yeah.
What happened when it freaking
Far From Home.
Far From Home.
Which
I didn't like. Yeah. I didn't like that.
Nah, because
it was apparent that, if I remember, believe he was killed alongside Half-Life in the universe, although it was deemed impossible to have a person return from being removed through the use of the Infinity Stones. Perhaps the show will feature a method created by the highly intelligent Skrulls to reconstruct Fury with advanced technology.
Wait a minute. He got snapped.
Right? He got snapped.
He could come back because they brought everybody back. He didn't die before the. Wait, I don't know. I'm kind of reading it. I think maybe I'm reading it wrong.
Although it was deemed impossible to have a person return from being removed through the use of the Infinity. Yeah, I don't get what they're saying right there because that's exactly what happened.
Why are we speculating that? Because it was apparent that the surviving members of the Avengers believed that he was killed alongside Half-Life in the universe, although it was deemed. No, it's not apparent that no. Why would they think that?
Yeah, they must be thinking.
But they don't even. I don't know. I'm confused by that. I'm confused.
I don't get what they're saying right there either. Yeah, that's exactly how they came.
It was apparent that the surviving members of and what scenes was it apparent?
It was apparent that the surviving members of the Avengers believed that he was killed alongside with half of the life in the universe.
Yeah. Okay. He was snapped away, although it was deemed impossible to have a person.
But they're saying, however, it was quite plausible that the Nick Fury, the obvious witness, turning into dust at the end of the Avengers, was not Fury at all, but Talos or another Skrull as Fury. It wasn't Talos because he wasn't in it. This will allow Fury to prominently feature Marvel exactly how Fury could have survived the blip remains to be seen without further information. No release date for Marvel's Secret Invasion has been set.
They're reaching a little bit on this.
That's some bull. This is somebody's opinion within this.
Sort of like
that would make me mad.
That don't make any sense though.
You want to talk about a soapbox rant? What they call it, screen rant? They tell me that during this time, the person who got blip wasn't Fury, and he was alive the entire time, doing whatever he was doing. And Natasha and all of them was out there. All of them was there. Banner, Hawkeye.
All of them was there for 5 years.
All of them was there.
5 years. He's not gonna leave the team for 5 years. Why would he do that? Why would he hide when they working with a skeleton crew essentially for 5 years? You know, Hulk doing all this stuff. He experimenting. Tony just completely off the reservation. Captain America is a guidance counselor or whatever he was. My bad. I kind of sunned him. But it's like it wouldn't make any sense for Fury to be us. He was trapped on a spaceship. You would have to make up. See, like, okay, I wouldn't like that. It's like, because now you got to make up something. Like you got to say like, oh, before they snapped Talos away, Fury. The reason Talos had to cover for Fury because Fury got injured or it's like, come on, man, I've been through that already though. Fury got shot in Winter Soldier. Like, I don't.
Yeah, he got shot. Showed up in Ultron.
Yeah,
was for whatever reason absent in Civil War, except for the fact they probably didn't want to pay him because they had everybody else in there. Budgetary concerns.
Yeah, that's behind the scenes.
But you get what I'm saying? Like, he wasn't in Civil War, right? He didn't show up in Black Panther, right? No, none of that. He shows up at the end of he shows up at the end of Infinity War getting snapped. So even two things would throw me off. Many of it, like, why would they even make a fake Fury? Like, why would they even what would be the purpose that they need to we need to keep up appearances, that somebody need to go disguised as Fury on planet Earth when the Avengers knew he got blipped because they had the pager, they had the two-way.
Mm-hmm.
Marvel show up. That was the best part of her movie. The end post credit.
Mm-hmm.
Where's Fury? When she just showed up and Natasha turned around, it's like, where's Fury? Best part of the movie. They knew he was blipped.
Yeah. He didn't die.
They knew he was blipped. So with them knowing he was blipped, if a fake Fury was somewhere around,
right?
They don't know that. And then there's a package deal with Maria Hill.
They both got blipped.
And bro, I'm not even, because we know secret scroll invasion is a thing where it's gonna be like, we gonna find out there's people who've always been scrolls. I think one of ours, we've said a long time ago through text that we figure like Rhodey gonna be the one that was a scroll.
Yeah.
Right. And we gonna find out people with scrolls. Okay, cool. Like it feels a little funny now because they did the blip thing. And now we got a whole history of people who not even around no more. Right. Where it's gonna be like, okay, this was a scroll, that was a scroll, this was a scroll. It just feels less impactful right now. But having it playing during the blip is weird. It's weird. Yeah. And using Nick Fury, that's the part. Man, maybe we're talking about bait and switch. Maybe he's not really in the show, right?
Right.
Yeah, he shows up after when they get back to the real when they get back to the real time, right? When they get back to real time, because I think is it a girl from Game of Thrones? She's probably gonna be the Queen Scroll, right?
Is that
wasn't it Emily? Is it Emily Clark?
Emily Clark.
She's in it.
Amelia Clark. Yeah, she
getting a check.
She gonna be the queen, bro.
She gonna be the queen, right?
Yeah. I think she's gonna be the queen.
She's gonna be the queen, but it's like maybe Nick Fury not really in it until like they get back to the real current state of the MCU, current time MCU, whatever that is, 2023, whatever year we really in. Because it just don't make sense to have a fake Nick Fury or even a real Nick Fury during that time.
Right. I don't get it. Yeah, I don't see the point.
Unless you're gonna go back and say at this point, he was already replaced.
And at what point we talking about too? Because it's like,
watch it be the end of Winter Soldier.
I was about to say that he died in the Winter Soldier.
They want to find me
because it was damn near an impossible gunshot wound to come back. Well, he took like a Barrett to the chest. He took like a 40 cal or something to the chest, like something ridiculous.
Hey man,
he took one to the chest, bro.
Bucky sniped that dude.
Or what was it? No, hold on. Okay, Bucky. Wait.
Bucky.
Yeah, Bucky did snipe him, right? And that was after the whole car chase.
Yeah.
Then he ended up in Cap apartment, like, hey, my wife kicked me out.
Yeah.
Holding the phone up.
Yeah.
Cap, like, yeah. Yo, Fury might have died. But that's still, well, no.
Fury got Fury dying?
No, my bad. No.
He might have swapped.
Let me take that back. Yeah. Fury left Earth to get treatment. Maybe. I'm just saying, this could be little rogue. I'm just throwing them out now.
Hey, man, I'm with you.
Rogue theory.
Hey, and I got some support documentation for this. Go ahead.
Fury was off Earth in the spaceship getting that treatment. Talos switch in, like, I'll take over for you from here. You go ahead. You go up in the spaceship. You get treatment. I'll take over. I'll lead the Avengers where they need to go. I'll sit in. Me and wife, me and Maria, you go up there, you take care of him, whatever. I'll be Fury. Under Fury instructions, maybe, like Fury, like, yeah, you gotta take over for me. Again, that's a rogue one, but
think about this though. There's two things. They don't got it as canon, but in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., they brought Phil Coulson back to life using alien.
Tahiti.
You actually use it Tahiti.
Mm-hmm.
They used Tahiti to get him together, right?
Mm-hmm.
They was using an alien.
Yeah.
They had an alien they was using
to
get on Nick Fury's orders.
Wow.
Okay, so that's not that's on point. They did it. They did it for someone using an alien. So to get him healed up, why would he want to use Western medicine? He got alien medicine he can use. He got scroll technology he can use to get better, right?
Wow.
2, if we go on with let's say we go with the fact that at the point he got swapped, now we didn't got wrapped in. At the point he got swapped was the Winter Soldier. I feel like that's the best time when he tried to get Sam to run with him, like, hey, you want to come? He's like, nah, I'm more of a soldier than a spy. And he burnt all his passports and he did all that, and then he left. If he went at that, because think about it, when he showed up in Age of Ultron, he wasn't that sharp. Even Natasha was like, good to see you, boss, but I thought you would have had more. I thought you would have had more plans than this. He was like, you guys had all the tech. He ain't really had nothing.
Yo, he ain't had nothing really going on, bro.
For him. I mean, Natasha called that out.
So we would have to assume that was him that did the whole, I got my eye, when he did the eye scan and all that.
He did the eye on you.
When he shot
what's my guy, Robert Redford, but what was I forget what the general what was his name?
Wow.
God, that's my favorite MCU movie, so I know his name.
I don't want to.
Because he was in Endgame too.
He shot Robert Redford's character.
So I feel like that was Nick Fury.
You think that was Nick Fury?
That was Nick Fury.
Ooh, so he went after that.
So when at the end of the movie, when they was at the cemetery,
okay,
and he was like, and then he told Cap, and he was like, she's like, you went through this before, and Cap was like, sort of get used to it, and then Fury asked Sam, hey, I could use a guy with your skills. And he was like, I'm more of a spy. I'm more of a soldier than a spy. And he walked off. Natasha come up and she was like, hey, you should feel good because that's the closest thing he does is a thank you. That's the best. That's the closest that he get is saying thank you. That guy that walked off to me was Nick Fury. Wow. And then he went up and got some alien technology to get right. Because like you say, he caught some shit from
man.
He caught some from Winter Soldier.
Yeah, he was
when he showed up again in Ultron, because Ultron was after that. The person that showed up in Ultron was Talos. If they gonna do it like if we really doing Nick Fury in a blip, if they really doing Nick Fury, that would seem to be the time that he would have swapped out. It was off screen. It was in between movies, and when he showed up, he just wasn't as sharp in Ultron.
Man, you got me want to pull up the end of Far From Home, man. I want to see now, bro. He was up there. You right, man. When you talking about that Tahiti now, because it looked like he was on a fake beach, or whatever,
Yeah, had him mind control, like, and he just kept saying, I don't know if you ever seen that, but
you need to go to
Tahiti.
Yeah,
go to Tahiti. Go to
Tahiti.
In his mind,
love it. You know what I mean?
In his mind, he was there. In his mind, he was there. So it was like they did that in that show. So it ain't. Again, it's not canon. Up until they show one of them in one of the shows, it's not canon. But they did that. It was canon at that time. It was canon until it wasn't. Because Winter Soldier was part of it. Like, the fall of S.H.I.E.L.D. happened on the Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. and then it happened at the same time.
I remember they showed up at the end of Thor: Dark Thunder.
Yeah, old girl was showing up, and then old girl was showing up. Lady Sif, she showed up. They even led into Ultron. Because on the show they made a call like, they got to go to Sokovia. They had found something. They knew there was some shit that was going on in Sokovia. And then if you went, the movie came out the other day, the next day or whatever, and then you saw they was flying to Sokovia. It was part of it, but at the end of the day, long story short, your theory about he went and got some alien medicine. It's not definitely not a road, not far fetched because they did it. They did it the same
before, right? And he was behind it. So he was
very well aware of it. Yeah, it was on the thing for it was per Nick Fury's orders. So if they did that and if they try to come back and say he swapped out and the entire time that was But I just don't understand why there would be a Nick Fury during a blip. No one knows this.
Yeah, like why would he? You saying like why would he? Yeah, what the
Either a fake or for real Nick Fury.
Mm-hmm.
Unless
because at this point they saying there's going to be one, right?
Yeah, unless they do it in a sense where like because I know some of the I know they did it with what they call it? What's the tagline for the Avengers? Earth's Mightiest Heroes.
Hmm.
And that cartoon series they had, it was like 2010. It was like a 2-year run. It's on Disney Plus. At the end of the day, what they used Cap for, and that was to like get everybody up because Cap had the ability to make people follow just by his words, and they were trying to get him to make the world leaders fall under. So, and that was per orders of the Queen. A matter of fact, they had Mockingbird in there, right? Hawkeye's wife, but not her for real, but Mockingbird was in there. That was who the Queen took over. But like would they use Nick Fury in that way? But how wouldn't Natasha, Cap, Hawkeye, and he was Ronin then? How wouldn't none of them know that?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And how do you do a show with the blip and don't have none of them show up?
Now you got me thinking, man, because I'm like, is that gonna be? I wonder if that's gonna be one of the angles, bro. It's like bringing back people they lost. Like, oh no, I'm fine. Like, it's like, like I would hate. I don't think they would do that. Where I don't think Scarlett Johansson never gonna come back, or you know what I mean. But yeah, man, that's a good point, man. Ooh. Is he just a figurehead? Are they using him like you said? Because they can't really use Cap. Cap is wherever Cap is.
Never told us that.
Yeah, but yeah, you're right, man.
That's another Phase 4 point. We have to put a list together about Phase 4. Like,
where's Cap? That was a good line, though. What do you say? What Pitch Me and say? He said, what do you mean? He's like, at the end of the end game, I thought he was Joe Biden.
Oh, that's dope.
Yo, if you didn't see it, it didn't happen.
Only people got blip is who we synced. Now we saw Nick Fury, but they didn't sync Nick Fury. They went and got the pager, but like, they can come back and like, nah, we was doing this, so we was doing that, him and Maria, because they're gonna be a package deal about that. They was both like, where was Maria Hill at the end of damn Far From Home?
Where was she?
Where the hell was she?
Is she in the ship?
Nick was up there.
Yeah, we got an idea why he might have been up there, but why would
Maria Hill even entertain going up there? Maria, she was young, like she still got life to live.
And and Maria, she was moving around, bro. Like she technically was working for Stark.
Yeah,
she never lost that job. Like she was at the party in Ultron. You know what I mean? She dressed up like
she was cleaned up.
Wasn't there? Yeah,
no, like she wasn't there.
Like Maria had a job, bro. Like she had a career.
Job,
this was like her second chance at life.
Facts.
Because it wasn't no more Shield.
It was over.
Shield was done, bro. She was living her best, bro. She was going to parties,
living in New
York
with
niggas at the party. You know what I mean, float, man, just there, bro. She had somebody jacket on in the party. She dressed up.
Who jacket was she? Who did she have on Barton's? She had a jacket on there when they got a little chilly.
Bro, that one, you got a little chilly. Somebody came over there and was like,
somebody slid through that. Yeah,
it might have been Barton, but yeah.
When you get a jacket up, that's an invitation.
that's
an invitation. Like, hey, you know what that means, don't you?
I know that smell like me, don't it? Like that type of shit. You know what I mean? So, on it. Yeah, Maria was living her life, bro. You know what I mean? Maria had moved on from Shield. Not saying that she wasn't still down for the cause. Obviously, like she broke them niggas out of Civil War, and she was still putting in work, but she had a job. During Ultron, she was working for Tony and never really lost the job.
Yeah.
She didn't take a side. They didn't really take sides in Civil War. She was in it, but Fury wasn't in it. So
she was in Civil War?
Yeah. Remember she broke him out of the she was the
soldier.
Ooh. You're right. My
That was
bad.
Winter Soldier. I'm
So
about to say,
she was
damn,
not
she
a Civil
in-
War.
Was she in Civil War?
No, she wasn't. No, you're right. She broke him out the
Infinity
truck.
War.
That was
I mean, she was in
Winter Soldier.
Ultron. She was in Winter Soldier when she did that move.
Ooh. Okay, so the
Took
last
her to the
appearance we
cave.
got. Yeah, okay, I got you. Yeah, you're right.
And she was in Ultron. Like you said, she was working for Stark,
working with Starks.
She was breaking down the Maximoff twins. You know what I'm saying? She was, like you say, she was living in New York, wearing red dresses, going to parties, getting his jacket. He was good.
Still kept the 22 on her, you know what I mean? Pulled that out real quick.
Had on the holster, like out the girdle,
tutu,
like
I call it Peggy Sue. Like she fits right in my shoe. You know what I mean?
Right in my shoe.
I want to gotta reach for my bitch. Yeah, Maria was still putting in work, man. So
yeah, then all of a sudden, so that's the part where I'm at.
Why would she be up in that spaceship? Why would she be up there?
And then you didn't even show her in the spaceship.
Okay, so this is another question. Okay, because
do I gotta watch Far From Home again?
We gotta watch Far From Home, but she had been replaced, obviously, by Talos's wife. But
yeah,
I'm trying to figure out at what did she even. There's no proof that she even met the Skrulls, though.
That's what I'm saying. Like, where did they get introduced? You know what I'm saying?
Because she's not in Captain Marvel, obviously. Like, she was, when Captain Marvel was around, she was still a kid. She's still in high school or whatever. But by the time she get the shield, do they always know about the Skrulls?
And think about it, bro. You ever seen the deleted scenes of in Avengers? Oh, no. She was trying to get Fury fired.
Oh, really?
She was talking to the council like, "Hey, man, he messing up. He doing everything wrong. All that shit Fury was doing." She was going to the council. They deleted the scenes, and like, I think when you see the beginning when she was like, "You think that's the best? Yeah, we need all of phase 2 or whatever they called it, tech out the thing." And she was like, "You think the best use of our time? Until the world stops spinning, we will keep."
He got at her.
Yeah. She just he looked at her like, because she knew, like, and now if you look at the deleted scenes, hey man, she wasn't. Hey Fury, nah, man, you fucking up, bruh. Fucking up the church money.
What do you say? It's the sun coming up.
that was Fury movie.
That's a dope line. Is the sun coming up? He wanted to say, mother, it's the sun coming up. Nigga, park that dumbass questions, man. Get your ass up there, man.
Hey, man, he did say that. Is the sun coming up?
Coming up. Yeah,
park moving on the left. Yeah, that was Fury movie. That was really Samuel L. Jackson movie.
That's that Winter Soldier, man. That part he had a live part in Winter Soldier too.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, he owned that, didn't he? He owned both of those. She wasn't really on his side until he stopped. He got when they stopped the missile, because he was not going to. He didn't make that call.
Yeah.
Right.
And he literally tried to shoot a jet down.
Yeah, when he made that call, and then
which I'm still like,
and then he came out with the heat. Like, I'm gonna go ahead and shoot that thing down. Like, come on, man. Nigga came out with the bazooka rocket launcher. Like, when he came from the hip, like,
try to shoot a jet.
Gonna shoot down a nuke. He was gonna shoot a nuke down. Like,
yo. Can't do it, but yeah, man.
She didn't really get
right, man. That's no proof that we even.
So she even know about Skrulls earlier than that.
We don't know if she do or not. We don't know.
It probably was only him and Coulson.
Yeah,
but yeah, the Skrull stuff that would only probably be that could only have been Nick and Coulson up until now. We don't know the point where they got introduced. And my guess is all that shit happened between phase. Like he must have knew he trusted her after he got shot. Maybe he's like, I didn't know who to trust. Mm-hmm. After he got shot by Winter Soldier, and he knew this shield is really Hydra. He knew. It's deleted scenes. It's crazy because it's deleted scenes in and the Winter Soldier were like Agent Hill had to prove her, they like whose side she really on. Like they, like, what's my man name? Agent Sitwell. He tried to like
okay,
go get Cap, and she knew shit was sideways. So at some point in time, she ran up on Fury. They maybe the safe house or whatever. But at the end of the day, that must have happened. He knew he had full trust in her, right?
Mm-hmm.
Knew full trust in her, and that would have been if they got that would have been the time that he would have. But I just don't get why Hill would welcomely get replaced. Hey, let's all go up to the ship. Like, what would Agent Hill need to go to the ship for?
Right, especially considering that she's very effective on her own. Like, she doesn't have to be tied to Fury. Like, she does a lot of things. She can complete a mission on her own.
Facts.
She does a lot of things on her own. She's very good, and and technically, she don't necessarily work for Fury. She still follows Fury, but there's no shield. There's nothing. Yeah, like at the end of Ultron, that was like their last hurrah, right?
Yeah.
Calling on the little shuttles that they had left, or the carriers that they had. They couldn't do that again after that. That was like
curtains. Yeah, they could never bring back. That was it.
They saved the people.
Grand opening, grand closing.
That was it. Like all them volunteers and all that they had, they couldn't keep that together.
No, it threw me off when they said that. Like this show takes place during the blip, and it was like, what? Why?
Yeah, I gotta believe that that's going to have something to do with the Skrulls putting a plan in place, or maybe the Skrulls having their own Civil War type situation going on where there's two factions. There's the refugee type faction that was fighting against the Kree, and then there's the other one who see Earth as like we about to hit a lick, you know what I mean? Like,
facts.
It's a lick. I mean, they vulnerable right now. Just get in here,